Update 2 on Typhoon Hagupit, which is now a Category 3 storm with winds of 115 miles per hour and a pressure of 948 millibars. Its position is 8.7 degrees north at 136.8 degrees east, steaming towards the west at this time, passing between Yap and Palau at this time. So those islands, Yap in particular, might be getting a bit of a hammering at this time, of course, with the storm gusting to Category 4 intensity most likely, and that's an intensity that could reach sustained winds for in the next 24 to 48 hours. We could see a peak as a moderate to high-end Category 4 storm, quite possibly, between those islands and the Philippines, where the storm's expected to end up in a few days' time. The models disagree somewhat, but it looks like the storm will begin to slow down as it nears the Philippines and eventually turn towards the north. But more on that in a moment. Typhoon warnings remain in effect for Yap and the islands towards the south of that, Negulu, and we also have a typhoon watch in effect for Kayangel just north of Koror in Palau. Koror has a tropical storm warning as well. So those are the current warnings in effect. Nothing as far as I know yet for the Philippines, but of course we will be expecting typhoon conditions over there this weekend, possibly into next week. So, looking at the latest sea surface temperatures, very warm waters, a warm spot pretty much where the storm is right now, around 30 degrees Celsius. And that will begin to drop off ever so slightly as it moves towards the Philippines, and then a bit more considerably as it moves towards the north if it does so. But warm waters all the way there. Wind shear is also rather low right now. In the next 24 to 48 hours in particular is where we could see most of the storms strengthening. So depending how it does in 24 hours time, we'll probably have a good indication of how strong it will be when it reaches the Philippines. Of course, showers associated with the storm already reaching the easternmost Visayas region, with some dry air off towards the north. The CMC computer model then has the worst case scenario, I believe, with the storm striking a similar area to where Haiyan struck last year, perhaps a little bit further north, affecting Samar in particular, and striking that area, moving towards the west-northwest and then out to sea in the South China Sea. The GFS model takes the storm towards the northwest, stalling offshore slightly before moving towards the north and out to sea once more, before weakening considerably and eventually probably dissipating out in the Philippine Sea. So looking at the latest satellite imagery, you can see the islands here. Yap is off towards the northeast of that storm, so the storm's just passing there now. Palau is a little bit further away from the storm, but still getting decent amounts of rain from the spiral bands. Winds probably getting up there as well, but probably nothing too serious there. The eye isn't obvious at this time, but it will probably pop out in the next few hours, judging by how the satellite imagery has been going recently. But yeah, Yap is coming out on the other side of the storm, so there is light at the end of the tunnel there, almost in the clear now. In a few hours time, most of the storm should be away, and next up for Hagupit is the Philippines, and obviously we could be seeing a very strong storm by the time it gets there. So as of December the 3rd at 2 PM UTC, the Western Hemisphere, as I said yesterday, has pretty much shut down in the Northern and Southern Hemispheres there, and in the East we have Invest 99S still going in the Southern Indian Ocean, with a low to moderate chance of development, and of course Typhoon Hagupit the only feature in the Western Pacific at this time. 77 tropical storms have formed so far around the world in 2014. 44 of those have become Category 1 hurricanes or their equivalents around the world, and 26 Category 3 storms with winds of 115 miles per hour and higher. Hagupit, of course, becoming the 26th to do so, level with 1993 in both Category 3 storms and Category 1 hurricanes or their equivalents. You can visit Force 13 on any of its 6 outlets. The website, force13.com, is the main place to be for all the goings on around the world storm-wise. Of course, the video pages will keep you regularly updated as well. YouTube and Daily Motion, search Force 13 there. And of course, the social platforms, Facebook and Twitter, search Force 13 there. It's at Force 13 on Twitter, and you can speak to me personally on Skype, as always. Add Fool13 on there for tropical weather chat. That's all for now from this storm. The next update will follow at 2 AM UTC, where we'll have an update on the progress of the storm. But that's all for now.